Hi, good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Hanika Kishore. On behalf of Vistas Learning, I'm here as your biology educator. And I would like to welcome all to the present session. V-Learning, it's an online education platform which works with an ideology of providing quality education for all. Visit our website www.v-learning.in where you can get an access to all the live classes, recorded sessions and study material, as well as this lecture notes is also provided to you in the form of PDFs. And make sure that you get your acquaintance with all the channels available and subscribe to our channel, that is Vistas Learning Class 11 and 12. And if you find this session useful and interesting, make sure that you click on the like as well as share this session with your friends. And also click on the bell icon such that you will get all the upcoming notifications. And let's start today's session. Here, we are in continuation of discussion the chapter that is Human Health and Diseases, which comes under the unit Biology in Human Welfare. So here, this is last but one topic, which is drugs and alcohol abuse. Here, this topic is given to you to get you aware of what are the adverse effects we are going to face if we are under the usage. That is overusage. That is what we are calling it as an abuse. And to get a proper awareness about this usage of the drugs, and when this usage is converting into abuse, when it is going to convert into abuse such that it is going to show so many adverse effects on the vital organ functioning of the system. Like it shows its effect. If the drugs are used in an overdosage, it is going to lead to the drug abuse, which starts with an addiction, and there is an adverse effects that has been seen in so many very vital organization, that is heart functioning, kidney functioning, brain, as well as lungs and so on, which finally leads to the death of an individual. So it is very important to know to get an awareness, to get a knowledge, proper knowledge about the usage of the drugs and where it has been used and what is the stage we can call it as an overusage of the drugs that leads to the addiction and drug abuse. Let's start our session. So here, this section or the group of the people who mainly subjected to this drug abuse or overusage of the drugs are mainly in case of youth or adolescence age. Adolescence is a stage of a lifetime where we can see the youth or the adolescents individuals are very much excited. They are so enthusiastic to try on the new things, and every habit which is going to turn into abuse, which is going to turn into addiction, starts with a very, very, very slow pace. It will start at a very slow pace and finally it going to convert into addiction, abuse, which finally leads to the death of the individual. So the awareness and the knowledge is very, very essential for all the individuals to get their life rescued. So here, surveys and statistics shows that use of drugs, we can't come to the conclusion like all the drugs are illegal and they are not supposed to use. They are drugs which are useful as a medicinal purposes, and we use these drugs to help the people, to help the patients who are coping up with their major accidents after surgery. These drugs can be used as like painkillers and also sedatives to help the individuals who are suffering with the panic conditions and depressions. In that conditions, we use these drugs as depressants. But this is all under the supervisions of the medical health cares. So if it is taking beyond the optimum levels, beyond the concentration which is needed to be used as a medicine, then the effect of the drugs is going to be convert into lethal. So there is an very, very important aspect to understand each and every individual that usage of the drugs has to be under a very controlled optimum level, which can be used to treat the diseased conditions or the conditions where the patient is recovering from a major surgeries. But if it is taken in an overdosage, which is going to start deteriorating the health of the individual, which shows its effect on the functioning of the vital organs, like as we already said, that central nervous system and the brain functioning, heart functioning, liver functioning, lungs, and these are very vital organs we already know which contributes for the health. Not only the major conditions which is created to the humans, there are also the conditions which can be seen in the social well-being. Like they can't maintain a proper good healthy relations with the family members, friends, in the society, and it leads to so many adverse conditions where it will throw the individuals to a depression level, panic, anxiety, aggressiveness. These are all leads to a very single situation where he is very vulnerable to take a enthusiastic movement of using this drugs, of trying these drugs. It will start very slowly as a point of interest to start on new things, to taste the new things, to start up with how it will going to be feel like. To know that feel, the individual starts very slowly, but after that he himself lost his control over this usage, and it is going to be leads to the conditions like alcohol or drug abuse or drug addiction. Addiction is the stage where it's a very dangerous state, very lethal state for the human beings in both emotionally, physically, physiologically, and even health-wise. So let's understand about this concept is given to you in your curriculum to make you get the awareness about what are the adverse conditions that are going to be seen once an individual is caught by the drug abuse. Now, use of drugs and alcohols has been on the rise, especially among the youth, adolescents. And it is really a cause of concern, definitely, which is going to lead to a number of harmful effects, as it is could result in many harmful effects. Proper education, guidance, knowledge, awareness, what is going to be happen, in what way this drug abuse is going to cause adverse effect to your health, both physically, mentally, physiologically, psychological disorders, all this has to be get aware of, would enable youth to safeguard themselves against those dangerous behavior patterns and following healthy lifestyles. So once this situation of very adverse conditions where a deteriorating health, he is losing his control on his own habits, then turning from that stage to a healthy lifestyle, it requires a lot of efforts, both from the individual and also from the family wise. That is what prevention is always better than the cure. So therefore it is very important to know, to understand the adverse situations which are coming with this alcohol as well as drug abuse. Now let's have an idea about what are the different types of the drugs that has been commonly under abuse. The drugs which are commonly abused are opioids, cannabinoids, coca alkaloids. Majority of these are obtained from flowering plants. Most of the drugs we'll get from flowering plants, and some we get from fungi. Let's first understand about the origin of these opioids. Opioids are the drugs which binds to a specific opioid receptors which are present in the central nervous system as well as gastrointestinal tract, and starts showing its effect. Example for the opioids or heroin, commonly called as smack, which is chemically diacetyl morphine. So this is an acetylated form of morphine, and we can get from acetylation of morphine. Acetylation of morphine produces heroin, which is the best example of opioids. Heroines which are commonly called as SMAC, is chemically, it is diacetyl morphines, and it looks as a white color substances, and it is the white, odorless, bitter, crystalline compound. And let's understand its origin, where it is coming from. As we already said that most of the drugs will get from the flowering plants, and only some we can get from the fungi. So here it is obtained by acetylation of morphine. Heroin is nothing but we'll get this compound by acetylation of the morphine, which is extracted from latex of poppy plant. The poppy plant scientific name is Papaver somniferum. Papaver somniferum. From the Papaver somniferum, that pods from where we extract this latex. From this latex we'll get morphines, and acetylation of this morphine is going to convert to produce heroines, generally taken by snorting and injections. Here this is very important. Most of the drugs which drug abusers takes these drugs inside their body by the injections. While we are discussing about the diseases and syndromes like cancer, AIDS, see here we already said that the AIDS is transmitted through the transfer of the blood. And if an individual is addicted to the drug and he is taking the drugs into his body by means of injections, if this syringe is contaminated with the AIDS patient, then in healthy, that means a person who is not infected, as he is injecting these drugs using that infected syringe, he is going to get an AIDS. So this is a combination of the adverse effects, right? So injections of heroines will act as a depressant. Depressant should not be considered that it is a medicine against the depression condition. Depressant is the effect of the heroin, where it shows its effect by slows down the functions. All the body functions will be slowed down. Loss of memory, changes in the eating and sleeping habits, and loss of interest towards its healthy lifestyle, loss of interest towards the habits, hobbies, and even they are not ready to accept any suggestions that we get from a friend circle or a family members. They'll become so reluctant, and their behavior is completely different from a normal individual, where all these interlocking conditions will throw that person into worse scenarios of where he faces a lot of anxiety, anxiousness, panic situation, depressions, and so on, lack of sleep. Now, moving on to cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are a group of chemicals which interact with, again, as it shows its effect. Opioids shows its effect by binding to the opioid receptors. Same way, cannabinoids also shows its effect by binding to the cannabinoid receptors. And these cannabinoid receptors are mainly present in the brain, which is a very vital organ for the healthy lifestyle, principally in the brain. And natural cannabinoids are obtained from, again, inflorescence of the plant, and that plant is Cannabis sativa. Cannabis sativa. Now, the flower tops, leaves, resin part of the cannabis plant are used in various combinations of producing different types of drugs, which goes like this. They are marijuana, hashish, charas, ganza. These are the different combinations of the drugs that are made possible by the resin, leaves, flower tops of the cannabis plant, and combining with the different combinations, we are going to get this list of drugs. Now, generally taken by inhalation or oral ingestion, and these are known to show their effect on heart. The previous one is on brain. This one shows its effect on heart, which leads to cardiovascular disorders, diseases, which shows its effect on the cardiovascular system of the body, which leads to cardiovascular disorders. And moving on to the next drug which we need to know about, that is coca alkaloid, which is otherwise called as cocaine. It is also obtained from the coca plant, and that plant is Erythroxylum coca. Erythroxylum coca, which is a native of South America. Now this interferes with the transport of neurotransmitter that is called as dopamine. We already know that this dopamine is a neurotransmitter, and it is otherwise called as monoamine neurotransmitter, where it is coming from an amino acid called tyrosine. Here, now, it interferes with the transport of the neurotransmitter dopamine. We already know that this neurotransmitter transfer between the synapses takes place such that it will transfer the signal. Before that, the signal, before transferring of the signal, that is needed that this dopamines has to attach to the dopamine receptors. But what actually happens here, these alkaloids compete with the receptors, dopamine receptors, and get attached to dopamine receptors. Actually, the dopamines has to attach to the dopamine receptors. Here what is happening, these alkaloids are competing with the dopamines and keeps on attaching to the dopamine receptors. And as these receptors has been occupied by this drugs, alkaloids, that is cocaine, the patient or the individual will feel the continuous supply of the signal, and that they retain at the stage of excessive activeness, excessive happiness, and that level will sustain, will continue, as it is not allowed to get attached with the dopamine receptors. And this passage of the dopamines, which is useful for transferring of the signals, are interrupted as these cocaines occupied the position of the dopamine receptors. And cocaine, commonly called as coke or crack, and it is taken through the nose, snorting. That is any drugs which is taken through the nose, and that type of inhalation, the inhalation of the drugs through the nose, we call it as a snorted. Now, as we just now said that it interacts with the neurotransmitter that has to combined with the dopamine receptors. Here it has a potent stimulating action on the central nervous system. It is showing its effect on the central nervous system, which produces a sense of euphoria. It's a feeling of intense excitement, this continuous intense excitement or happiness is created by the constant binding of this drug to the dopamine receptors. It is not allowing the dopamines to sit on the dopamine receptors, since the dopamine receptors has been occupied by the cocaine. Therefore, it leads to an intense stage of that sense of euphoria. And this excessive energy will drain off all the glucose which is available, which finally leads to tremendous tiredness. This is all a temporary imaginary world which the drugs are giving out. And to find how it is going to feel like, the adolescence age is a very vulnerable stage of the human life, where they attracted towards the usage of the drugs with just a fun, or to taste out of that anxiety, which finally leads to retaining their life and throwing their life to the adverse condition of where the vital organs has been destroyed a lot. And in some conditions, all this deterioration or adverse effect that are shown on the central nervous system, and even on the heart, coronary system, liver, respiratory tract, all these things are going to be irreversible. Therefore, it is going to lead to the very lethal conditions, and inversion, if it is continued, it is going to lead to the death of an individual. Excessive dosage of cocaine causes imagination, and that in a medical terms we call it as a hallucination. Or other well-known plants with, what are the other well-known plants with this hallucinogenic effect? They are Atropa belladonna and Datura. Atropa belladonna and Datura, these are the plants which can produce the compounds that are having the hallucination, that is hallucinogenic properties, that is imagination. The things which has not happened, they imagine that the things are happening in front of their eyes. These days, cannabinoids are also being abused by some of the sports person. This is another category where we already know, to increase their performance in the athletics, sports. Some of the sports persons also abuse this drug to get an increased level of energy, to increase their performance. Now, so drugs like barbiturates, amphetamines, and benzodiazepines. See, barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, these are the list of the drugs. Other similar drugs that are normally used as, actually these are medicines, as we already discussed that all these drugs comes under the category of medicines. Medicines, see, to help the patients cope up with the medical illness like depression, lack of sleep, insomnia, lack of sleep. But this, if they have taken in an overdosage, then that condition leads to abuse of these drugs. Until and unless these drugs are used in an optimum level, they are going to act as a medicine which helps to the patients to cope up with their medical illness like depression and lack of sleep, that is insomnia. Morphines is a very effective sedative and as well as painkiller. And this morphine, if it is acetylated, that diacetyl morphine form, it is going to convert into heroin, is very, very useful to the patients who have undergone surgeries. We know that major surgeries will lead to a lot of unbearable pain. In that conditions, it is necessary to relax, to slow down the functioning of the central nervous system, because it is not going to send its signal such that the person is going to detect the person is going to feel the pain. If you relapse the central nervous system, then the receptors will calm down, then the individual will not feel any pain. That is a good cause where the drugs has been used as a medicine to help the patients who are recovering from their mental illness, and also the patients who have undergone a very major surgeries, or even the limbs have been removed where it is going to lead to a very unbearable amount of pain, and that pain can be relapsed by using these drugs as a medicine. But without having no medical issues, a normal individual just to have a thought of see that excessive form of energy, intense energy, euphoria. So to feel that if one individual is starting to use and that usage is going to be beyond the level which leads to overusage, overdosage, then it is going to consider as a drug abuse. Now, several plants, fruits and seeds do have this hallucinogenic properties, which makes an individual to feel an imaginary environment around him, an imaginary world around him. Have used for hundreds of years. They are some religious ceremonies, rituals where people use this hallucinogenic properties having substances, and even these are used as a medicine in folk medicine. But when these are taken for a purpose other than medicine, this is very, very important. The usage of the drugs, all the substances which are coming from the plants, flowers, fruits are there, do exist. We know that we used to use these substances during different occasions, like it may be some ceremonies, some rituals, or as we already discussed, it can be used as a medicines. If beyond all these uses, other than the medicinal purpose, medicinal use, or in amount or frequently that impairs one's physical, mental health, physiological, psychological, then it is going to be considered as an abuse of that particular drugs. Impairs one's physical, physiological, psychological functions, it then constitute drug abuse. If the drugs are used for a purpose like a medicine, where it is given to the patients who is suffering with the depressions, who is suffering with the lack of the sleep, who is differing with the panic situations, to slow down their central nervous system activity and to maintain a very slow supply of the signals, transfer of the signals. That is all, it is acceptable, that is obeyable. But here, if it is used other than the medicinal purposes and it has been used frequently, constantly, keep on using at a levels which is going to show its effect in impairing the physical, physiological, psychological functions of the individual, then it is going to consider as a drug abuse. Now, and coming to smoking, the drugs usage, if it is in addition with if it is combined with another habits of smoking, alcohol, taking alcohol, the effects are going to worsen still more. If an individual is just an drug addict, the adverse conditions which are there when compared to the individual which is having an habits of combining this taking of the drugs in addition to the smoking, in addition to the alcohol, then the lifespan of this individual is much low, and the effects are more strong in these individual than the individual who is just a drug addict. That means the adverse effects has been strengthened if it is taken in addition with an smoke, in addition with the alcohol. Smoking also paves the way to hard the drugs. The effect of the drugs is increased with the smoking. Tobacco is well known, it is not the new thing to the humankind, has been used by human beings for more than 400 years. 400 years. It is smoked, chewed, or used as a snuff. Tobacco contains a large number of chemical substances, which includes nicotine and alkaloids. We just now have come across the effect of the nicotine and alkaloids, which interrupts with the signaling system and which interrupts with the neurotransmitter receptors. Nicotine stimulates adrenal gland, adrenal medulla, where we know that adrenal medulla is concerned with the release of this hormones like adrenaline, noradrenaline, which is otherwise called as epinephrine, and non-epinephrine. To release adrenaline, which is called as epinephrine, and noradrenaline, which is otherwise called as norepinephrine. Epinephrine, norepinephrine into the blood circulation. We know the functioning of the epinephrine, norepinephrine is to show fear, fight, flight hormones. Right? These are considered as F3. Fear, fight, flight hormones, which are otherwise called as epinephrine and norepinephrine. But the increased dosage of the hormones, more than the amount which is required, if the more amount of the adrenaline and noradrenaline is released into the blood circulation, both of which raises BP, blood pressure, and increases heart rate. Now, smoking is associated with increased incidence of lung cancer, urinary bladder cancer, throat cancers, bronchitis, emphysema, heart diseases, coronary heart diseases, gastric ulcers, etc. These are all the conditions which are associated with the smoking habit. Tobacco chewing is associated with increased risk of cancer, oral cancer. Tobacco chewing causes cancer to the oral cavity. And increased carbon monoxide, definitely tobacco is going to cause an increased carbon monoxide in bloodstream, in blood circulation. We know that oxygen and oxygen is carried by hemoglobin. But what happens here? As the concentration of carbon monoxide is more, now the hemoglobin which is present in the blood is combined with carbon monoxide instead of oxygen. Therefore, the amount of the oxygen is going to be reduced in the blood. Look at here, increased carbon monoxide content in the blood and reduces the concentration of heme-bound oxygen. We already know hemoglobin is a pigment which is useful to carry the oxygen from the lungs to the other parts of the body. Now, as this oxygen concentration is low when compared to the availability of the carbon monoxide, it starts binding with the carbon monoxide where it leads to decrease in the concentration of oxygen, where it is going to show its adverse effect on the brain because the supply of the oxygen is very, very needed for the functioning of the brain, that we already know. This causes oxygen deficiency in the body. Now, it's very well known that one who buy the cigarette packet, they can see the warnings, like when one buys a packet of a cigarette, on the cigarette itself we find the warning of how adverse conditions it is going to cause. But still, no one will care of it. That is present on the packet, which warns against smoking and says how it is injurious to the health. And yet, smoking is very prominent, prevalent in society, both among old people as well as young adolescents' minds. Knowing the danger of smoking as well as chewing the cancer, which leads to so many cancers, lung cancers, oral cavity cancers, and its addictive nature, the old as well as youth need to avoid this habit. Say no to smoking. Say no to tobacco. Say no to drugs and alcohol. This is a note where we need to carry out the message from this topic. Any addict definitely requires an assistance, counseling from medical help, and seeks the medical help to get out of this habits, dangerous, deathful habits. Okay, this is it. So in this class, we have discussed about the drugs as well as alcohol abuse, which is prevalently, more prominently present in the adolescents as well as old section, and how it is going to show its adverse effect on the functioning, on the health of the human beings. So in the next class, we'll continue with the prevention methods. Until then, keep learning with We Learning.